Plus, I'm here supporting you, not just skiving off from Longsight then. Jessica looked up and repocketed the phone in her suit trousers. You asked me to come. Here I am. Esther checked her watch. I asked you to bring the gang, actually. It's all about numbers to this lot. The Prime Minister gets 36 officers, 2 personal handlers, guns on the roofs, a partridge in a pear tree, and his PA carries the lube. The Chancellor only gets half that, so the Home Sec's pissed off that he gets even less again. Suddenly, his people are on to my people, the Chief Constable's involved, and then the diktat comes down that we need a presence. I'm sorry, it's just me then. We've got some guy in the cells for hiring out his sister to someone he owed drugs money. An off-licence was held up in Eccles last night. Then there's an entire family in after a domestic led to one of the houses being burned down. The fumes have apparently caused mass amnesia when it comes to answering questions. How'd you get out of dealing with all that? Jessica pretended to polish her nails. Delegation. I heard about the promotion. It's been... Before she could finish the sentence, Esther turned half around, pressing her finger to her ear. If Jessica hadn't known she was talking into a radio mic, it would have seemed like she was having an argument with herself, her free hand flapping about animatedly. Well, why didn't someone fill it up with petrol then? Pause, scowly face. I don't know. We're only the sodding police. Perhaps we'll manage with a herd of camels next time. Pause, more frowning. What? No, camels. You know, big, slow things that live in the desert? Pause, shake of the head, eyebrows raised in disbelief. What? No, I don't need you to get me... Look, just forget it. Fill the bloody car up with petrol and get your ass over here pronto. She shook her head, sighing, and turned back to Jessica. I'm surrounded by morons. Whatever vehicle you're talking about is definitely a petrol, isn't it? Oh, for God's sake. Esther turned her back again, restarting her conversation with whoever was on the other end, telling them to make sure it didn't need diesel. Jessica focused back on the stage across the concrete plaza. The Home Secretary was banging his fist on a lectern, facing slightly off-centre towards a bank of cameras. She pulled her jacket tighter around herself as the sun continued to lose its battle with the cold. She didn't realise Esther was back by her side until the other woman spoke. Either his top button is too tight or his head is too big for the rest of his body. He's like a human bobblehead. What's he even announcing? Free Kalashnikovs for 8-year-olds? Something like that. They come up here, cameras in tow, a mini army carrying their bags, and think it's the Nuremberg Rally. By the time you add up the PRs, journalists, hangers-on, TV types clinging onto their skinny lattes for dear life, and all us lot, we outnumber the crowd anyway. It's supposed to be a nice day. Who wants to listen to this guy? Who were the other lot standing at the front of the stage in suits? Local councillors, party organisers, activists, basically anyone who fancies getting their face on telly. I think Sky News are broadcasting live. Jessica looked from one side of the plaza to the other. Behind the Home Secretary there was an expanse of grass recently trimmed and neatly framed for the cameras. Enough to make anyone who might happen to catch a snippet on the news think that Manchester was a green paradise, instead of a pissed-upon, traffic-jammed nightmare. In front of him, the rest of the area was paved, a busy tram station on one side, hotels, restaurants and stores on the other. Shoppers hurried past, glancing briefly towards the man in a suit, before deciding they'd somehow find a way to continue their lives without stopping to listen. Just for good measure, the workmen refitting the giant clothes shop behind them started with the pneumatic drill to add a background din of chuntering concrete to the mix. They always show them to the decent bits, Jessica complained, continuing to scan the area. Nice bit of grass, some sun. If it was down to me, we'd wheel 'em out to a burned-out bingo hall in Eccles in the pissing rain. That'd give 'em a wake-up call. Esther didn't reply, and when Jessica turned around, she was a few metres away, finger in ear, having a conversation that sounded like it was about...